Alright, get all those off. Alright, this is the, according to the Honda manual, the clutch lifter. On Rekluse, they call this the throw out. Keep this. Now the friction plates come out. We keep these. Hopefully these aren't worn. Rekluse models. Keep these. These are your friction plate. That's my last one. The jugger spring at the bottom, and the spring seat. Last thing to come out. Now that you got this washer flattened out, we gotta remove this. Impact wrench works pretty good. Put it in gear. This 1 1/16 works okay. I've got it in gear. Take out the slack, and I'm holding the rear tire. Otherwise, you know, if you spin this, even in gear, your tire's gonna want to go. See that? So bring up the slack all the way here. Put that on, and voila. Remove that. That'll get replaced, I believe. Another washer. Center hub comes out. There's a washer underneath. Alright, now the center clutch is out. Washer's still in. Washer. Now you're going to take the Rekluse center clutch. Install that. Okay. Remember your washer you had. Put that back on. Rekluse gives you another locking washer. You'll put that on. You're going to bend, see this flat part? You bend part of that over there. Bend that down. Put your bolt on. Bend these up. Alright, now torque that down. Specified torques. Also get those even so you can fold those up. Just fold these up. Like so. Alright, now we're ready to install the Rekluse clutch plates and our friction plates. We won't use these jugger spring and whatnot on the CRF model. Doesn't call for them. But we will go back and use our stock friction plates as long as they're in good shape. Now we're ready to install the plates, friction discs. I got some fresh oil here to bathe. We'll put the first one in. Should drop straight down. See the difference? Get a little coating of oil. Put that one in. Let's give those a good coating of fresh oil. And just keep repeating. Alright, we got all our parts in, all our friction plates and steel plates. We're now ready for the rest of the clutch assembly. It comes loosely assembled with 2 hex screws or whatever. Remove those. Take that off. Take that off. Now, this is your Rekluse lower assembly. That lowers down into your clutch. Note, there's a couple tabs. There's 4 of them on here. 4 little tabs in here. You gotta line up 2 of them. One there, and 180 degrees right there. That'll allow you to sit flush. There's a little slot in here that locking ring has to go in. So you lower that and just manipulate the thing until it sits flush. Make sure it does the same on this side. There we go. Drop down in. Now, it's hard to see on this, but there's a slot. That's where that locking ring. That's what that locking ring's going to lock into. Important that this orientation exists. You don't want the scalloped end this way. So, scalloped end here is clockwise in relation to the squared end here. And the spacer. Alright, now the spigot and that spring spacer thingy deal, whatever is on there. Now what you need to figure out is you read the setup guide to figure out what spring you'd like. Alright, now that you've chosen your spring, you put that in. I've picked the medium one. Now you're going to put the top piece on and get ready for your ball bearings. It says here to install away from your bike. That's just so that you don't drop any ball bearings. Now that you get your plate on, you can put some oil. I use the Rotel T. That's recommended. The oil will help hold your balls. So if you get them mixed up, you can always double check. The tungsten carbide is a little heavier. Falls off easy. You can always put a Sharpie mark on your tungsten carbide. They will both pick up if you're careful. It doesn't take much force for the tungsten carbide one to fall off. Okay, now the balls are in place. Now we put on the piece here. You got to make sure your pressure plate lines up with your basket, and then just compress down against your springs. Line up. You're going to put 2 screws 180 degrees for now. Check your gap, and then we'll come back. Alright, so just loosely tighten these 2. There we go. And that's it. Now, you'll use your 2 no-go wire guides here and put them 180 degrees apart simultaneously. The idea is that they won't fit. If they fit, you need to try the different thickness top plate. Alright, I had already done this. I checked this. Turns out they went in way too easy. I had to swap it out for the thicker plate. This, I had to force it in a little bit. I'm going to go with it, and probably order some new friction plates here soon. Certainly have to break in after my first ride. I'll probably need it. Those are probably going way too smooth after. So now I'm putting all these back in, putting the Loctite on and securing it up, and we'll do the break-in. That's my little setup. That'll fit into my torque wrench. We'll torque all those down. Now, before we install that clutch cover, we have to make this modification. We've got to grind down a little bit of this here. That one and here, according to these directions. It makes it look like they're pins that you just pull up and cut, but it's actually part of the cover, so you just grind it down with a Dremel. So that's what I'm going to do now. Cutting wheel, just shave down that smooth, and that one as well. And all the debris, I got to make sure you clear all this metal debris out. Now, cover back on and torque all your bolts back down according to spec. Get your brake pedal back on. I just took mine off and moved out of the way.